Well, to the surprise of nobody, I'm having electrical issues. Now, I'm not an electrician. I've been learning this off of YouTube. I've been reading and just filling in the gaps where I can. So many mistakes were made, and the problem with plumbing and electrical and a lot of trades like that is that you don't know what question to ask to get an answer to that question. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't know where to get components because you don't even know those components exist. So there's a lot of research and there's a lot of trial and error, and it probably would have been better had I, apprenticed under an electrician for a little bit longer. That being said, maybe I can pass on some of my hard-earned knowledge onto you. Now, I bought the Schneider's SW4048. It's a 48 volt 4000 watt split phase inverter. It pretends to offer quite a few features. However, there are a lot of fine print that I did not read and didn't know about. Mainly, this isn't even Schneider's invention. It's a Connext inverter. A Connext inverter built this inverter way back in like 2002 or something like that, and they haven't updated it since. Now, the marketing says that it's like lithium capable. It's not. It says that it has all these other features. It does not. It is quite old school, and a lot has changed in inverter technology since then. Nowadays, inverters are quite a lot cheaper. Pure sine wave inverters are quite a lot cheaper, and you can get yourself all-in-one inverter. However, along with the electrical fault on my AC system, I'm also having a 12-volt system failure this morning. I've been running out of an old bulk converter, converting from 48 down to 12 volt, and I've been pushing it a little bit too hard. And I woke up this morning to a pop and a sizzle, and that thing is currently dead. So it's time for a better solution. So the first thing I gotta do is get into my electrical cabinet. Now, I've done a lot of work on the upper cabinet, got shelving and charge controllers and all that stuff nice and neatly done. But what I do not have is any kind of neatness down here. It is a disaster. So we're gonna cut out the old inverter, and we're going to cut out all the extra systems I no longer need. Sure, I've gone over this before, but tortellini is like my perfect comfort food. So when you got rainy days and crappy electrical work to do, brightens my mood every time. Part of a smart off-grid system is using all the power that comes in. In order to do this, I use something called diversion loads. Now, diversion loads are basically loads that are triggered by voltage to turn on whenever your batteries are full. I've got two different battery charge controllers there that run the main solar arrays, and they're capable of basically turning on diversion loads whenever the batteries are full, and I can set the voltages there on those machines. Now, one of them runs to a 110 volt AC circuit, and now a second one here runs to a 48 volt DC circuit. Okay, pardon the mess in here. It's been a little chaotic, and I haven't gotten in here to spend much time because it's actually kind of cold down here most of the time. I don't have the full water cooling heating system working just yet, and so in order to get around that and to spend more time in my workshop, my first diversion dump load is just a little space heater. This is the one that came out of the car that I bought a little while ago, and so I just bolted it in, put a little bulk converter on there to get some 12 volt to run the fan, and then put a switch so I can select which speed I want that fan to go at. I know that it works, I can go and clean up the wiring and actually tidy all of this up because it's a disaster right now. Okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break and talk about the sponsor of today's episode, Bluetti and their EB70. This is the new battery pack, one of the most popular that they sell right now. It's been blowing up. I've seen it all over the place, and I finally got my hands on one. Now, you guys remember Bluetti sent out the EB150 before? I could charge it up, put 1.5 kilowatts hours of power in here, and then just use that to charge my boat. So handy, didn't have to run a generator ever. Now that I have no inverter and no 12 volt, I get to run everything through this. The capacity of this battery pack is half as much at 716 watt hours. The inverter is capped at just 700 watts of pure sine wave power. But really, in terms of loads, doesn't really make much of a difference. You're not gonna find too many loads that burn between 700 and 1,000 watts. Like that range, not too much that sits in there. Now the advantage is this thing is a hell of a lot cheaper, and it's kind of the newer gen. I really like the fit and finish of this. It's much more plastic, a little bit lighter, doesn't feel quite as skookum as this one, but this new screen is fantastic. Just leagues above what the old one was. We've got way more 12 volt power sources. We got way better USB power sources, including two 100 watt USB-C outlets and a 15 watt wireless charger on top of the device. You've got 4 outlets for your AC power now, and you've even got a built-in light, which I cannot tell you how many times I wish the EB150 had a built-in light. This built-in light will come in really handy. Think about it, you're rolling into a camp, you're rolling into a setup, this is the only source of power. That means there are no other lights. If you've got a headlamp, then you're a thinker. I'm not a thinker. So this setup here is perfect for someone, I would say, with a small camper van, even an RV, a small boat. They want a drag and drop solution. I would say it's even better for those with more portable solutions than the EB150. You do have half the capacity, but for a lot of folks, they're only camping one night. This will run your laptop, keep you all charged up. This will run your TV, any other entertainment stuff in your camper van that you have set up. This will run all of that, no problem at all. It's just better designed to be in a space, not tucked away in a cupboard like the EB150 would probably be. If you're just getting started in a nomadic life, maybe the EB70 is a better fit for you. And if you have a little bit more power needs, if you're gonna run a little bit more solar, because this one can take a little bit more solar power than this guy can, then maybe you want the EB150. But I am really happy with what the EB70 brings to market. I can see why it's so popular. Guys, if you're interested in checking it out, please click the link in the description. There's a special Finding Simon coupon code. Use that, click the link, let them know I sent you. This is your drag and drop electrical solution. Take all the problems I'm dealing with today, toss them right out the window, just buy yourself one of these guys and just drop it in. And when you need it somewhere else, just pick it up and carry with you. All right, now that it's winter time, I'm going to show you a job I've been doing here on the island and make a little bit of extra money and, you know, just be part of the community here. And that is just taking care of other people's boats. So first we got to do a tour around the bay and make sure everyone's boat is A-OK. So the next thing we do is walk along the docks. Honey makes sure that there's no sea otters, and I fire up some engines, make sure the exhaust is wet and the bilges are dry, and the batteries are topped up. And yeah, so let's go start some engines. Happy holidays. Well, that is the end of this episode. I'm gonna do a two-parter because I'm still waiting on parts to come in. We've done some of the organization, but I've kind of saving up for the next part because I really want to make it look perfectly pristine and clean, and I can't do that without all the components. That being said, I want to give a huge thank you to Bluetti for keeping me powered over the last month while I've been dealing with electrical issues and all this other stuff and tweaking the system. That drag and drop solution, whether it be the EB150 or the EB70, both of them could do the job perfectly. The EB70 is a little bit more modern, the EB50 is a little bit bigger, and they've recently dropped the price on the EB150, and they have a sale on the EB70 too. So, I mean, either way, you're getting in a good deal. Really solidly made battery packs, and I've seen a lot of them now, so I'm quite impressed with what Bluetti's pulled out. I'll check out the link, it's in the description. I hope you're having a great Christmas, and we'll see you soon.